I will make a challenge for you guys. And this is a big challenge here. Highlight one problem in today's society that Islam doesn't solve. Just one. I'll tell you, doesn't solve. One problem. Just one. So I want you to imagine Bill Gates, the owner of Amazon, just these two people, every year give it 2.5%. You will have no one.
Why are the children starving?
Because we're not applying Islam. Thank you. Bank, make money, you'll be the richest man in the world. No one will be able to kill you or do anything. Nothing bad will ever happen to you. You know everything, right? You know the future. Prophet Muhammad made claims and predictions about the future. For example, he said there will come a time where the Bedouin, barefoot Arab men will be competing in tall buildings. Where's the tallest building in the world today? Dubai. Burj Khalifa in Dubai. You know who's competing with them? Saudi Arabia. So you have two Bedouin Arabs competing in the tallest building in the world, and a man made a statement that these Bedouin Arabs will be competing in tall buildings 1500 years ago. 1500 years ago he made this statement. Prophet Muhammad actually spoke about the countries that will become Muslim by name. He said that Islam will spread to Egypt, Islam will spread to Syria, Islam will spread to Jordan, Islam will spread to Pakistan, Islam will spread to India, Islam will spread to India, Islam will spread to Constantinople, Turkey, present-day Turkey, your country, you know. So he already speaks about you know. He said Islam will spread to East and West. But you know what's surprising in this claim? That when he was making this claim, he had 30 followers. Okay? These 30 followers were being prosecuted by the other worshippers. And he's telling them, look, you're going to conquer this land and this land and that land. An atheist historian, he said, this is paramount to some Eskimos in the Eskimo, you know? And then saying, we're going to conquer USA and Russia. Is it possible? 30 Eskimos with a leader Eskimo doing like overcoming USA and Russia. It's impossible, right? Prophet Muhammad, he said, you will overcome Roman and Persian Empire. The two biggest empires. To these 30 followers being prosecuted, being spit at, being whatever it is, he's telling them that. And today it's a factual reality. He even named the name of the Persian and Roman king that will die and will be the last Roman and Persian king. Prophet Muhammad said, near the end of days, time will come close. A year will feel like a month will feel like a week will feel like a day, and a day will feel like an hour. The hour will be like a burning leaf, you burn it. Do you feel this reality today? Do you feel time anymore? You just pick up technology, any technological device, you don't feel time. But not only that, in travel distance as well. You used to take 2 months to get to a different country. Today, 2 hours, you're there. So he's talking about this 15 years ago. The books, the cars. Prophet Muhammad made these predictions 1500 years ago. But what's interesting, which I want to highlight here, is the paradoxical predictions of the future. If you're lucky guessing, will you say two things against each other will happen? This thing and this thing against it will happen at one time. It's a paradoxical prediction, but Prophet Muhammad made that. He said that pen will prevail, writing will prevail, widespread. As we see today, you just pick up your phone, you have all the books in the world, you know? But not only that, he said that ignorance will spread. Back at that time when they were writing, right? When they used to write, they used to hold writings in value. So they used to actually be educated if they're writing something. Today we have tons of books, that's why we don't care. He said that writing and ignorance will spread. It's a paradoxical prediction. You understand? But not only that, he said that nations will gather upon you and they will prosecute you. Do we see that today? China, Rohingya, Syria, Iraq. But a companion asked him a smart question. He told him, it's an obvious question. He told him, will we be few in number? Will we be few in number? Because if you're being prosecuted, you're a minority, obviously, right? He said, no, you'll be like the sea. But you love this life and you hate the afterlife. So you don't want to bother them with the life if you can. Sorry. But he said, this is a paradoxical prediction. Do you know why? Because he said that you will be a majority but being prosecuted. As a majority, you're not prosecuted, right? You prosecute the minority. But it's a paradoxical prediction. He said that Islam will spread to every house. But he said that immorality will spread. People will be mating like dogs in the street. It's a fact, you know? But I want you to look at this. Why is this a paradoxical prediction? Islam teaches morality. If it spreads, there should be morality, not people mating like dogs in the street, obviously, you know? He made these paradoxical predictions. All of that I'm talking about 1500 years ago. Today, you're just hearing things happening today. And this is 1500 years ago. He said that interest, usury and interest, will widespread, that even if you try to avoid it, it will still hit you. the dust of it will hit you. So you will use money that has been through interest, whether you use it or not. You will use a money that someone had done interest with, someone. All the banks in the world, almost all of them are interest-based banks. But at his time, they were using gold and silver. So there was no concept of this kind of majority of interest. How would he know this kind of things? Is it possible for him to know this kind of things without a divine intervention? But you know what I'm giving you is this bit of what he said, literally this bit. The Quran also is a book that talks about things that we're still learning today. So the Quran correlates with every science of every day and age. So it's always correlating with science. Science changes every day, and Quran is always correlating with that change. So what we understood is in the past, the Quran correlates with it. What we understand now, the Quran correlates with it. What we understand in the future, the Quran will correlate with it. You understand? So today we have an understanding that the universe is expanding. The Quran mentions that we have built this heavens with power and we're expanding. Why are we expanding? This universe that is being... Do you know how we just learned this kind of thing, you know? Well, not only that, the Quran mentions facts like the earth being round, like when two seas meet, there is a barrier between them, they don't mix, there is different density, salinity. The Quran speaks about embryology. Embryologist development in your mother's womb. There is no telescope, microscope, there is no equipment. Can he know that? Is it possible? Specific description. A scientist by the name of Keith Moore, he's a Christian scientist, he said this book has to be from God. I'm an embryologist, I'm a Christian. No one can know this information. I just have a microscope I can see now. But at that time, how would you know? The Quran mentions that the mountains are pigs. So a pig, when you have a tent, is the biggest part is down, the small part is up, right? The only reason you know these kind of things is because we have X-ray vision. We can see tectonic plates today colliding with each other. A big part is up, the biggest part of the mountain is actually down. So how Prophet Muhammad, without any equipment, without X-ray vision, know these kind of things? It has to be divine intervention. We believe the Quran is verbatim the words of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, verbatim the words of the Creator. Do you guys think it's possible for him to know all of these kind of things without divine intervention? Is it possible humanly? So when we as Muslims, we don't only look, what I did here in this discussion, that show you that how these religions are not illogical. And Islam is logical. But not only that. I didn't tell you except Islam because Islam is the logical religion. That's not enough. I had to give you evidence that it's actually coming from higher, which is what I provided to you. So why would any person reject that? If you have an afterlife of eternally blessing heaven, you have all this evidence that this is true, why would you reject it? You know? Do you guys like to become Muslims? Do you know how you become a Muslim? Do you know how you become a Muslim? Do you know how you become a Muslim?
I surrender to the will of Allah.
How do you do it? There is no baptism, by the way. There is no water. How do you do it? It's just two statements that you believe in. Based on what I told you, do you believe that Allah is one God, right? God is one, Allah. Do you believe the Prophet Muhammad is the Prophet? Based on what I told you, right? That makes you a Muslim. A person who says, I bear witness that there is no God except Allah, Prophet Muhammad is the Prophet of God, is a Muslim.
The last prophet.
Then, yes, Prophet of God and the last Prophet. If you believe that, you're a Muslim. Then you take everything step by step. You research, you take your time researching, you learn to pray. This is all comes. If you have things that Islam tells you not to do, you take your time leaving it. I have a friend who's spent 7 months drinking alcohol. He's Irish, until he stopped. You know, because he couldn't, right? He became a Muslim. 7 months he kept drinking alcohol. No one told you straight away, start praying 5 times a day. No. But when you do these statements, you give the rights of God to him. You don't ascribe with him any partners. You give him his rights. You understand? So you don't say, I will deny you for creating me, giving me everything that I have, you know, that I had no intervention in. All these blessings that we have, this breathing that we have, this heartbeat. 1,000 heartbeats on a daily average. You have to thank him at least 1,000 times for that. But this is only the heartbeat. Imagine everything, you know? So when you make this statement, you give him his rights. What will stop you from doing that? And this statement will take you to paradise. If you die upon this statement, it will take you to paradise. But if you make wrong things and sins, obviously if you don't repent from them, you don't return the rights to people, you will be punished for them, but you will enter paradise. You know why? Because you did not ascribe partners to God. You did not give his rights of creating you and all blessings to someone else, to a cow, for example, or to no one, you know? You gave him his rights. And in this paradise that we talk about, you have anything you want. The Quran says, لَهُمْ مَا يَشَاءُونَ فِيهَا. Whatever they want, anything you think about is there. You know, what will stop you from not accepting something like this? I know, probably putting you on the spot. But still, if the truth comes to you, why would you reject it? If I know your jacket is black, I'll say your jacket is black.
How do we know it's the truth though, man?
I give you evidence. So I'm not just telling you this is the truth. Accept the truth. No. I'm giving you evidence that actually it's impossible for anyone to know these kind of things, except if he has divine intervention. So that's why we're Muslims today. The reason we're Muslims is because we have evidence that Islam is the truth. We don't just come and say, my friend, Jesus died for your sins, he loves you, believe. It doesn't work this way. She knows that she's from a Christian, man. You know? She knows what I'm talking about, you know? This is what happens, right? This is what happens. That's why people have a disattachment of religion as well. Because
I'm not saying I'm a Christian.
I know you're from a background, you're not Christian. I'm telling you other people, they have that. Because they had this experience. I had a guy cursing Christianity at least 100 times in our conversation. Every time he says, I don't want to talk to you about Christianity, because of his experience. Obviously, this is not all Christianity, this is not all Christians. But this is why they come to you, tell you Jesus died for your sins, Jesus died. You know why? Because he cannot show you Jesus today healing the sick and the blind, right? Or raising the dead. We believe in him as a prophet. His miracles were a miracle for his people. It makes sense, right? But today we have an evidence of Prophet Muhammad, who also glorifies him, accepts him as a major prophet of Islam. Mary has a whole chapter about her in the Quran. We accept it. But what would stop any person from accepting that? You guys just say two statements with me, you become Muslims. That's it, you know? Then you go home happy. I go home happy as well, you know? Why do you think that?
I'm happy as right now, living my life. I don't really need a religion to...
So I agree with you completely, 100%. I'll ask her what you think. You want to become Muslim?
No.
Okay.
I don't want to become anyone.
Okay. So you're happy as him?
Yes.
As long as I'm living a happy life.
100%. So I'll ask you both of you a question. So if you both of you say you're living your life, right? When are you going to die? What day? Which day both of you are going to die? If you don't know, and this is a fact as I give you evidence for it, and you're going to die, you meet your creator. Are you ready for that?
I don't know there's a creator.
Sorry?
How do you know there's going to be a creator?
Based on what I give you. So I'll give you an example. If I make a 20 prediction, a 20 specific prediction that is going to occur tomorrow, right? And then you see tomorrow, all of them occurred. And then I make a prediction of 2 years later. You will believe me even it's still not 2 years later. Prophet Muhammad, when he made predictions about things to pass, we saw them occur, so we believed him. So when he made a prediction about an afterlife, we believe him because we already saw these kind of things happen. You understand what I'm saying? So based on the evidence that Prophet Muhammad is a prophet, we know that there's an afterlife. Based on that, he could not be otherwise than a prophet. He has to be a prophet. There has to be an afterlife. The Quran says every day, Allah shows you a sign of afterlife. Every day you see it. When you go to sleep, you know, you have a brain stem. It's responsible for consciousness. When you go to sleep, right, your brain stem becomes inactive. You're dead from the scientific understanding. You're dead. But you still see dreams, you experience reality, you hear things, you remember things when you wake up. So that's to you a sign of afterlife. Your brain stem is inactive, but you're experiencing things. Every day you do that. Every day you do that. Sleeping. But how do you know you'll wake up? How do you know some people sleep, they don't wake up, right? Their brain stem does not depolarize. They just stops and they sleep, they die. So the Quran says he's the one who returns your souls back to you. So he takes it by the night, he returns it back to you. So this shows us here that this Quran is not just making statements. It's giving you evidence. But obviously the Quran says something which is very important. It says there is no compulsion in acceptance of faith. So what we do here is called dawah. Dawah, it means conveying the message of Islam. The only thing I'm going to gain from you guys here becoming a Muslim is what? Nothing in this life. I'm not going to gain anything, you know? So why am I trying to make you become Muslim or tell you to become Muslim? Because it's good for you guys. I'm going to gain something in the afterlife because I know that there's an afterlife. Because if I don't believe that there's an afterlife, will I be here giving you this? If I don't have an evidence that the afterlife exists, will I be here trying to gain something in there that doesn't exist already, you know? I'll be in a club or somewhere, you know? You know? So,
You know, you said basically, me, when I read the Quran, it mentions that afterlife, there would be paradise and hellfire. In the hellfire, everyone would be skin burned. Allah, what will happen? He will renew the skin. Scientifically, why is the reason that the skin needs to be renewed? Scientifically, why the skin is quite important in hellfire to be renewed. Are you familiar with the pain receptor? You heard about the pain receptor? Basically, the skin, if I give you an example, if someone is burned at first degree, basically, scientifically, he will feel the pain. Second degree, does he feel the pain? Third degree, does he feel the pain? Why? Because all the skin
Pain receptors are burned.
Even the brain, the cells in the tissue linked to the brain is burned completely, so you can put hot water, you will not feel the pain again.
I'll give you an example. When a person when a person cannot feel his legs, right? He's on a wheelchair. Even if you hit him on his leg, he doesn't feel pain, right? Because there is no connection between his brain and his legs, basically. So even if you hit him on his leg, he will not feel any pain, because the pain receptors are not there. You understand what I'm trying to say? So, to both of you guys, let me ask you a question. What would make you not follow Islam? Even because it's a reality, not because it's you're happy living your life today. You can be happy living your life today, but know that there is a reality afterward. What would make you not say two statements that will enter you into a fold of Islam, into giving the Creator's right to Him? What is the reason stopping you guys from doing that?
I don't think there should be a set of rules to tell you how to live your life in order to go to an afterlife. Like, to be
sure. All right. Let's agree with that.
Allah gave you free will, right?
Let's try to have this premise. There is no rules, right? Even though you're following rules of men, even you have laws of men that you follow today. But let's say there is no rules. Why is killing bad?
He was born knowing right. He was born knowing that.
So if I kill you, it's fine.
No, it's bad.
Why? If there is no one that says morality, objective morality, there is no right and wrong. It's just opinion.
I've never read a scripture in my life. I'm born knowing right from wrong. I don't need scripture to tell me any difference. I haven't read scripture in my life. So
you don't have to. You don't have to. If you died before hearing the message of Islam, you have a different test on the Day of Judgment. But today you have the message of Islam. I'm giving you the message that is as a guidance for you. It's something that is guiding you. I will make a challenge for you guys. And this is a big challenge here. Highlight one problem in today's society that Islam doesn't solve. Just one. I'll tell you, doesn't solve. One problem. Just one. Because Islam claims to be the guidance for mankind. Sorry?
Science problem.
What do you mean by science problem? I mean a society problem that Islam doesn't solve.
Islam is not science.
No, he misunderstood. He misunderstood my.
He misunderstood the question. Repeat the question.
Can I repeat the question for you? I'll repeat the question. This is society. We have a lot of problems in society, right? I want one problem in society that Islam doesn't solve. Doesn't have a methodology of solving. Doesn't have a methodology of solving it already. If we apply, we solve. One thing. Politics. 100%. We all unite under one leader in Islam. This leader is chosen by who? The people who are experts in every field. Expert in science, expert in every field. In medicine, in religion, in everything. These people gather and they choose a certain leader who... In an Islamic state,
Okay,
yes.
cool. What about...
But here we're living in a non-Islamic state, so it can be a non-Muslim leader. But Islam solves, it gives you a system to solve that, which is basically uniting under one leader. There is no politics there. Another thing.
What about Turkey? Turkey, 99.9% Muslim, right?
I don't know the percentage. You might know, you're from there.
Yeah, so what about the leader that's there right now? That's looking
Erdogan.
up. Erdogan, yeah. So you agree with his...
I don't agree with any Muslim leader completely. What I say is there is no Muslim leader today who follows Islam completely, and none of them claim that. Even Saudi Arabia, they don't claim that they're implementing Islam. That's why we have societal problems there. If this is why you want to mention, the reason we have is because they're not applying the system. But I'm going to give you now the evidence in any problem you give me that there is a solution for it. Let me highlight some problems, right? There's a lot of problems. I don't see how you guys can. There's a lot of problems. We're all problems here, you know. So look, I'll give you some.
Alcohol, gambling.
Thank you. Islam says no point of alcohol is allowed. Thank you. Gambling is not permissible in Islam. You cannot gamble. More problems, please. 100% you cannot kill innocent people in Islam. 100%. Done. Homosexuality. 100%. This is the point of what we're talking about here. Of God setting what's right and what's wrong. Right? God sets what's right and what's wrong. Whether homosexuality is right or homosexuality is wrong. But I'm talking about societal problems, not individuals. So I'll give you some examples. Poverty is a big problem in the society. Now I'm highlighting serious problems, right? Poverty, you have racism, right? These are big problems in society that we have today. But Islam solves all of them. Interest and usury. Is the interest and usury, Islam solves all of them. I'll give you the example. Poverty in the world, right? Islam has 5 pillars, right? One of the 5 pillars of Islam is zakah. Zakah is a 2.5% that you give every year from your wealth if you're a wealthy person. So I want you to imagine Bill Gates, the owner of Amazon, just these 2 people, every year giving 2.5%. You will have no one.
Why are the children starving?
Because we're not applying Islam. Thank you. Now this is what I'm saying, you know. I'll ask you a question. If we're applying Islam in Africa, and we're given,
the poorest continent in the world. And they're still
if we're
starving.
applying, we try to send them.
Most of them are Muslims.
We try to send them help. We make water places for them so they can drink, etc. But what I'm
Still starving.
yes, 100%. Do you know why? Because we're not applying Islam. Not Muslims only, but non-Muslims as well. So if there is no people who are taking all the wealth, they will not be poverty. In one of the Islamic states, actually, I'll give you historical fact. In one of the Islamic states, at the Umar ibn Abdul Aziz time, this is his name. His name is Umar ibn Abdul Aziz. At his time, he used to go to the person on the street, the poor person, giving him money. He said, "You're late. Someone came give me money. I don't need any more money." I want you to imagine a world like this. Why? Because Islam was being implemented. People were doing the zakat. Every wealthy person was given. So you will never have poverty in the world. And a white, an Arab, and an Arab, we're all equals in the eyes of God. The only one better is towards being pious, more pious towards the Creator. This is how we become better. The Quran says we have made you into different nations and tribes, so you can get to know each other. The best amongst you is the one who is more pious towards the Creator. In every prayer in Islam, we're all standing in one line. The janitor next to the owner of the country, the company next to the boss, next to this person, next to the president even. The person who leads the prayer is the one who memorizes more Quran. No racism. Pilgrimage, everyone goes wearing the same dress, performing the same actions, black, white, Jew, non-Jew, whatever it is, you perform. So Islam kills all of these societal problems that you see. Why? Because it claims to be a guidance. So why would a logical person reject a guidance? Why would you reject something which is good for you? Because if Islam is coming from an all-knowing, all-wise source, obviously it will be a solution for the problems in society. But you will not find the solution in other religions.
What I would say is
that I was giving you right now. So in Christianity, for example, you have Irish, black church, white church, Irish church. You know that. You know that. You should know that. But not only that. In other religions, the priest is always up here, and the people taking the lecturers down. Why? Why is he not on the same level with them? So you will find certain things in different religions you will not find in Islam. Christianity tells you give charity, but what amount of charity? Whenever you will, £1, half a pound, £0. So it doesn't solve any problem. But Islam comes and solves problems in society. It's a guidance for you. So if we don't, this is what I want to highlight. Why would a person go to hellfire? I'll give you the criteria in Islam where a person will go to hellfire. He hears the message of Islam. It makes sense. He knows that it has to be from God, right? He rejects it, and then he dies upon it. Why? Because if I don't follow the rules of Islam, for example, I drink alcohol. What I'm doing here is I'm harming myself, but not only that, I'm harming other people. I'm becoming unconscious. I'm hitting people. Some guy spilled drink on me 2 days ago, you know? You spill drinks on people, you hit people, you might kill people driving, right? You kill yourself. So you harm other people and yourself. When you don't follow the guidance, it's not only limited to you, you also harm the society. That's why Islam has to confine these kind of things, because it's societal and individual law. It's not only for you, but it's for your betterment. So why wouldn't you follow something like this?
what I would say, guys, is if if you love your mother, would you find it difficult to say I love you?
Would I
If
say
you
that
love
again?
your mother, would
Yeah.
you find it difficult to say I love you?
No.
The same. If you obviously appreciate what God has given you, you say all praises belongs to Him for giving us air and all of these sustenance that we have and all of these health even. Then what's wrong with saying I believe in you, I accept you?
Yeah, but he's not sure.
All praises belongs to you. He
No,
did-
no,
he
no.
does,
We
he
already
does.
went to
We
this
go
point.
went through it.
We already went this
Yeah.
to this point. So that's what I told you.
You
If
just
I believe
affirming-
reject is black, I'll say reject is black.
affirming
Why do
what
I
you
want
have
to say it?
already.
Yeah. But we don't want to feel like we're pressurizing you. This is the point that I want to highlight. I don't want to feel like I'm pressurizing you. It has to be your own choice, right? It has to be your own thing. I'm just giving you the rationality. Why would someone reject that? You know, I'm surprised why would someone reject that. I believe it's hard as well. It's okay. I keep doing it. It keeps falling. So I believe if something is rational to me, logical to me, I should accept it, right? So why you guys do? What's you think is pointing you out? You know, we believe in also in devils, right? We believe in Satan. So will Satan come? He does not control a person. You know what he does? He whispers in your ear. He tells you, do this first. Don't accept Islam now. Do some research. No, you don't know anything yet. He will come. He will tell you this. And I know because he has certain steps that he always. I'm telling you, he's already there. He's already trying to do this kind of thing. So you know why? Because he's going to hellfire. He wants to take you with him. Why would I be alone? Come with me. You know. I'm trying to tell you, don't go with him.
Give you the chance to go to heaven.
Sorry.
They give you the chance to go to heaven.
I have been given the chance to see the truth, but I had to take the choice of accepting it. I'm not saying I'm going to heaven. No Muslim can say he's going to heaven. You have to die upon Islam to go to heaven. You don't just live as a Muslim one day, then you go to heaven, right? You have to die in Islam. It's a blessing given to you. So why would you reject a blessing coming to you? I know you don't have any reason, but why?
Are you ready to say this testimony? Research when you're ready to say this testimony.
Yeah, 100%. I don't want to fish you. I don't want to fish you.
You want to convert or not? Come on.
No, it's easy. But it is.
Look. Let me say one thing.
You just
People
negate and
think
affirm.
converting is something that is gonna change your life today 100%. No. When you tell her convert, for example, I know you're already having this concept that you think you convert, a lot of things is gonna change your life today, tomorrow, khalas. That we say khalas, that's it, you know. A lot of things is gonna change. No, it's a step by step. It's just a first step that you do. Then you take the time. We say even revert. We believe a person is born a Muslim. We believe a person is born a Muslim.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh yeah, so because he said convert, I just.
So what it is when you say the testimony, you say La ilaha, there's no God worthy of worship, so you negate all forms with God, all illogical God, and then you affirm the truth.
I'll tell you what. If you try to say it, see how you feel. Just try.
See what?
Try to say the words and try to see how you feel. What do you think? What do you have to do?
I'll say what? See?
The statements that to become a Muslim.
That you are,
I bear witness that there is no God except Allah.
In English or in?
I'll tell you. You say after me.
No, I'm good.
Why are you so afraid of doing
So
it?
you already believe in God.
Yeah. Yeah. it's
I'll
alright.
say in Arabic, but not.
Try how you feel. Try how you say it in Arabic. Say it in Arabic. You can't say it in Arabic. Say it in Arabic. It's alright.
I'm good, man.
Gonna say, we're having a
No,
laugh.
see how you feel.
It's good. You know what I was gonna say? You already believe in God.
Great.
So all you say is I believe in
Yeah.
I'll say it inside of me. It's good.
Do you know who's stopping you from just saying it? I was telling her, Satan will come to you. He will tell you, research more, and she will have this thought. I know she was having this thought. Do you know how I know? Through the experience that I have with people like yourself. They always have the same. No. That when I offer Islam to them, they always the same ideas come. Always the same ideas. Of, for example, no, do some more research. No, man, come on, you're not going to change all your life. Your family, how is your family going to react to that? He comes, he gives you the certain set of ideas. But if you're going to say it inside of you, why you don't say it outward as well? Why you're letting him win, you know? Okay,
That's what I said.
I don't want to push you. But there is a friend of mine who I actually He was pushed a bit as well to say it. But he said, if you didn't push me that day, I would never have it. But he said it's the biggest blessing in his life that he said it. But just because when he said them, how he felt. And when you try to practice Islam, how you feel.
Cool.
I knew that he was going to say that.
Are you shy?
No, it's not about shyness.
That's all right. Do you have guys? Do you guys have any? Do you guys have any questions about Islam?
Does it make sense, first of all? Does it make sense?
Misconceptions, questions.
Logically, it makes sense. No, because I haven't read the Quran and all those things that you said. I can't really
Does
say
anyone have the
yeah.
Quran, guys? Does anyone have the Quran?
It's fine.
Do you want one? Do you want one to
We're
read?
gonna go, man.
Oh, sure. That's all right. You don't have any questions, right?
Is the brother still there?
I don't know.
They might be.
Anyways, it was nice talking to you guys. I'll see you around. Thank you. See you.